Good evening. Hey, Adam, there you are. Hi, Teresa. Hi, everybody. How are you doing this evening? I'm going to give it a few minutes as I usually do. I'm not going to lie, I'm sitting here eating the rest of my ice cream before we get down to business here this evening. Good evening. My eyes are hurting. Fladuch? 81? Hopefully, my eyes are like going cross this evening. So yeah, I'm going to finish my ice cream while we give everything a few minutes. I hope you're all doing well. Libra full moon. I will tell you guys too, briefly, that Francois. I like that. That's different. I like that. Hopefully I'm not butchering it either. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Lynn. How are you? Good evening. That we're supposed to get some crazy wicked storm here, apparently. I'm always the last to know, so I may have to just step away for a moment and take care of a couple quick things if that does come to be a thing. So I hope you're all doing well. It's hump day. Yay. Thank you to everybody, right, who's liked, shared, subscribed, followed, commented, hyped, booked personal reads here lately. Hi, Leah. How you doing? I've read your comments and stuff. Sharita, hello. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to dive into this Libra full moon. We're going to get some cards. We're going to see what's going on. Didn't really get a chance to dig too much into the astrology. You guys know everything is direct right now. As far as the planets go, we know that Pluto will go retrograde on May 6th. We've got Gemini, or Uranus. I was supposed to say it backwards. Uranus moving into Gemini coming up here soon. There's just a lot happening in the astrology in this Aries energy. We got a stellium and Aries. That's 3 or more, or the planet, or not. Oh my God, I can't talk today. 3 or more planets being in one sign at a time, for those of you that may not know what a stellium is. And yeah, so it's a lot of powerful energy, especially when we're starting off a new zodiacal year, right? So there's that. All right. Got kids going in and out of the house too. All right, let's see. Sharita, Adam. Yes, yes. To Barry, yes, thank you so very much for giving Adam a hand with that and troubleshooting. I didn't know that was even a thing, and he was over there taking care of business the whole time. Sophie, hello, honey, how are you? Michelle, hello. 333, hello. Hello, all, hello. Aw, thank you, Leah. I so appreciate that. Sarah Lynn, hello. Karen, hello. Shatoya, hello, sweetheart. How are you doing? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see me for a hot second here, but just bear with me for a quick moment. Make sure I'm... There we go. Okay. Thank you. You all are so appreciated as well, so thank you. All right. So, we're doing well. So real quickly, I do want to say we had another package arrive today for the baby shower registry. Thank you all so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you enough how much we appreciate the stack that is building up for us here. I mean, I don't know. I remember saying this morning on the channel membership read how just how grateful that we are for all the support and the love, and how, you know, you expect, I would say expect it, but you do that with like the closest family and friends, right? And here we are doing this with all of you and sharing in this. So thank you for sharing in our joys and our happiness with us. We really, really do appreciate it. So, all right, Mistake, hello. All right, guys, I think I have like 2 bites left of ice cream. We need to keep us happy over here and functioning. We can't do too much coffee. Well, no more coffee these days, and limited caffeine, right? So ice cream has been the thing, so we'll take it and run. All right, let's get down to business. Libra full moon, right? Libra full moon. Let's see what's happening here. for us in this full moon energy. This has been heavy. I don't know about all of you, but it has been something to me that I think has been profoundly expressive. We think about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They are expressive energies. They rule the mind, right? The thought process, the words, the communication. The things that are coming through right now, patterned repeats. I had a couple conversations today with some people today, and the theme, right? It's like, I remember somebody saying Groundhog's Day, or hell, maybe I said Groundhog's Day, I don't remember now. And it's like the same shit, different day, right? Same shit, different day again. And I don't know what it is entirely about this Libra full moon, and I mentioned this on the channel memberships this morning, that to me, as a reader, I don't even want to say as a reader, as an intuitive, the energy that has come up as a result of the Libra and Aries north-south node that we had. Now, we are out of that. We are the majority of the way through Pisces and Virgo, and we are heading into Aquarius and Leo July 26th. I have come to see and experience in these years how that energy shifts and changes for the purpose of our destiny. And I've seen how it affects those with those specific placements as well. Libras, I'm going to say, I don't think that the rising signs, if you have Libra placements, are super affected by this. You feel it, you can witness it. That becomes a personality trait, like how people view you, right? You do things fairly, you try to invoke justice. But I don't think the heart of what this moon is representing is hitting those that don't have it in their sun, moon, Venus, North Node, potentially stellium placements. This energy, and Marie, you're 100% correct, this energy has been super heavy. Take a look at the decisions right now that you're making. I don't think that it's fair to fully say that we feel stuck at this point in time, but it's also got a little bit of a crossroads. Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now, right? King of Swords kind of energy, Queen of Swords. What am I supposed to be doing? What direction am I going? Where do I want to be? Spirit is saying when this is all said and done. I'm also hearing success at last for some of you in regards to something specific. I'm not quite sure what that is. Let's type, or I can't talk. It was yesterday I tried to say firm hand in Scorpio's read, and it came out firm ham. Somebody made a comment, and it was funny though. Like, it's so me, right? So me to say something ridiculous. Shatoya, you just found out you're a Libra rising. How? I will ask you, since I brought up the Libra rising, how is this moon affecting you? Are you just seeing like certain things? Are you trying to keep things pretty even keeled, staying balanced for the most part? Maybe noticing things? Oh, and Aries. Aries, back to PA. Crazy fool. You crazy fool. Very interesting. All right, so with this, also do know this is the pink moon, in case you didn't know. Very, very heavy for you too. Is it for you, or you think you're picking up on other people? Sarah Lynn, even the same. Are you picking up on other people's heaviness, or is it actually yours? Let me ask you that too, because I believe both. Well, Shatoya, I know you are, and Sarah Lynn, I'm pretty sure you're a Scorpio. If I remember right, seeing in the comments. Scorpio, fixed signs, definitely other people. Okay, yeah, and that's where I'm going with that. You think it's both too? I'm sure. I mean, we all have our own shit too. But I will tell you both, and tell anybody out there, check in with yourself. Are you, some of it can be our energy, but how much of that other energy are we absorbing and taking it on as like we're supposed to be, carrying a burden, right? I thought you were, Sarah. Lynn, I would say so. When those plans get intervened in, is what I'm hearing, intervened in. Butterfly, wolf, deer, you're supposed to be... You were supposed to leave today. Lynn, that's interesting. You were supposed... I don't know why that's like stopping me in my tracks. You were supposed to leave today. I want to go, why today, though? Why were you choosing today? The Devil and the Seven of Wands. Absolutely. Goodness, Lynn, give me a second here. You know, I think you'd be, I don't know who you were supposed to meet up with during this trip back home. But I think as soon as you would have gotten there, you would have decided that it didn't sit right. And it was, I'm hearing quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't, there's something about, I don't know who or what that is, but something about that doesn't sit right with me. You would have felt the energy shift. The energy is already, if you're feeling something now, it's because somebody wasn't being transparent about plans. I don't know. There's more to that than what meets the eye. Okay, I'll tell you that much. Let's see. I'm feeling more emotional lately, out of the blue. Right? Scorpio, Sun, Venus, Libra. I am fine. Feeling a lot of distance. Okay. A lot of distance. Sometimes we need that distance, though. That could be a good thing. Oh, at Sarah Lynn. Okay, let's see. I've been very tired. Crystal, hi, darling. How are? Well, I would ask you how you are, but you've been tired and over the things. A lot of people have been really exhausted this week, and I'm going to tell you that it's okay right now. Leah, no, you know what? I did some cleansing here a little bit ago, and some other blessing work around the house, but not any moon water tonight. I haven't. But that's a smart idea, right? It's been a minute since I've done that. All right, guys. This talks about our reflection, our balance. So here in Spirit, our reference point. This is also about our relationships. You think about Libra. Oh my God. Libra is Venus energy, right? It is the heart. It is the core of who we are. It is the way we see the relationships, the partnerships that we are in. Do we carry the load? Do we find balance in that? Are some of you feeling like you're doing more than your fair share in something? It's time to speak up, right? Libra also is supposed to speak the truth, right? King of Swords, Queen of Swords. They are deep seekers to know more in some regards. Doesn't mean that they always are, but there's Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and the Eight of Cups, along with the Two of Swords. It's like you are knowing that you're supposed to distance yourself from something, but not knowing what I'm going to say what that looks like or where you go from here kind of feel. But you know that it's going to lead you into I'm going to say higher spaces, better places. But the road to get there is just, that's the unknown territory. Two of Swords. There is something that I don't know that if you've not wanted to see about a particular person, situation, or subject. Knight of Cups. It's kind of like, you know, if you're a Scorpio, I always say to Scorpio, you know, you really strive to see the best in people beyond the potential. Even if you see the slightest bit of potential, you really believe that somebody can do more for themselves if they choose to. And sometimes holding on to that potential can become a detriment for you. It's not about them at that point. It becomes about you, right? So there is definitely something here. You're trying to distance yourself from, not knowing how to do that. Some of you could be getting the World card sideways and the Death card, a half-assed apology. I want to make this really clear to you. If you are getting an apology from somebody, this is because they are confused. You have likely triggered another wound in them that they didn't know existed. I don't know that they know to care to know if it has been there either. I hope that makes sense. could. I mean, me personally, I believe that that's more of an Aquarian energy. But they can be deep thinkers, right? They like to, they can tend to really want to prove that they're right in things, right? Right, just. Who's right, who's wrong, right? We've talked a lot about that this or that personality or idea mindset. Doesn't have to be, but it can be like that, okay? So Spirit, what all do we need to know underneath this moon? Queen of Swords in the reverse. So this is somebody or something, right? Talking about that open-mindedness, Adam. This is somebody who can be excessively critical. And, you know, on this particular card, and if you're a Scorpio, you heard me say this the other day, there is a card in the Alchemy deck, which I have here, called Betrayal. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. What that word in itself means, we're going to Google it, because I don't know. Okay. If I don't know, even if it makes me look stupid, if I don't know, I don't fucking know. And I'm not going to pretend that I do know. So, here we go. We'll learn together tonight. Betrayal. So, if I could spell it, it would be alright. So, the definition, right, to make this sure we get this right, of betrayal is cruel and bitter criticism. Her mother's sudden gush of fury and betrayal. So, harsh, bitterly harsh, aggressive, an oil of, it's like, I'm a spirit, snake oil, thank you. Snake oil. Now this card became, look at that, right at the top of the deck. There it is, oil of betrayal, right? We talked about that lion, Scorpio. We talked about, I remember saying eating the sun, right? Yeah, Adam, yes. You know, Sarah, on that note, and I'm, you know, this I think is a very valid point. Saturn, P.S. Saturn is playing a hand in this. This is old past karmic debt, is what I'm hearing. But Sarah, when you bring up the point of without closure, one of the hardest things as humans is when we don't understand the why in things, right? Like, why did that have to happen? Why did they treat me that way? What did I do? All of the questions that come in this. And I'm going to tell you, depending on your situation, this is somebody or something that doesn't even understand that they have a block in their own way. This is someone who believes that by slowing you down, they succeed, right? When they come at you harshly, they yell, they criticize, they have a negative influence over something that they are going to be able to control and dominate. And your job in this Ace of Cups to the Devil in Three of Swords is, despite hurt and pain, that you come through in love. Not that you're, you know, coming in and you know, supporting all of their bullshit for all of eternity or something like that. But you have, again, we've talked heavily, there's the Temperance card, emotional balance. Talk about needing to have some serious self-restraint and self-control. I mean, you just look at this lion. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Narrow-minded, elitism, overbearing. They're spiteful. They're prideful. They won't let you get a victory in to save your tail feathers. The Ace of Wands in reverse. And for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know, I don't put any of my cards back into the deck in reverse. So when they come out in the reverse, they are absolutely meant to be in the reverse, right? And I typically don't even read them. I read the energy, not the card. But in this particular case, when I see that word betrayal, we just last week had that specific card. I've got, I don't know, probably 100 damn decks in this house, if not more. And one deck has that card. So for those of you that may not be a Scorpio or did not see the Scorpio reading, I am going to read that to you, and I think it's really important that you pay attention to this, because it is I'm hearing a catalytic energy from Spirit that they're asking you to step into the divine's will, rather than allowing someone to forcefully kind of like bowl you over, right? So there's something about that. Jamie, oh, good deal, good deal. So it's a sulfur acid. Yes. I'm going to read this. Sulfuric acid is also in this alchemy deck, and we're going to touch on Saturn too. As we know, Saturn is in Aries. Saturn, I'm hearing, I don't know, I think is it Uranus they consider the gatekeeper? I'm struggling with the astrology, guys, sorry. But I'm going to give you what Spirit gives me regardless of what a book says, I guess. So Saturn being the gatekeeper, but Saturn is also the karmic mother, the karmic father, paying attention. Like, did you learn your lessons? Are you, the test here for you is, like, if you've been down this road with something or somebody before, or even in an environment, are you going to handle yourself differently this time around? What are you going to do differently is really, what have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about the other person or this other situation, this environment? It says acidity, resentment, and purification. When the green lion appears, a great alchemical reckoning is afoot. Long-standing frustration and imbalance cause this regal creature to lash out unconsciously, consuming all in its path. Be prepared for emotional turmoil as the lion thrashes about. Don't worry, these changes are necessary for growth and in the end will be a relief to all. Purification is the lion's aim, and it's determined to get there one way or another. When this card, and I just heard so relentlessly, when this card appears, the question must be asked, am I the green lion or the sun? The one consuming or the one being consumed? It is said that finding oneself in the mouth of the lion is a necessary moment on any spiritual path. As the discomfort passes, the sun's beams shine all that brighter. And it says to go deeper, look up images of the green lion eating the sun, and to ponder change as the only constant. And I had a client today, and Ed, if you're here, hello, where he probably isn't. It's probably pretty late where he is, actually. But we talked about that. We talked about that very thing, that something has to change. There has been change that I hate to say has been forced upon us, but it has been those tower moments. We will either bend with the divine's will and understand their will, or they're going to make us bend with it, right? It's like watching a tree blow in the wind. Either it's going to remain flexible or it's going to get bowled over. When anything is coming at anybody towards any sorts of way in a hard-pressed fashion, something is going to get consumed. Somebody's going to get knocked over. Something is going to happen as a result of that, right? It cannot stand forever. So, it's just, I'm going to say it's just so important. Now, the sulfuric acid, Adam, I don't know. He brings that up. I'm going to hang on to that card, and I think I might have seen that. Look at this. I just split the deck. Sulfur. I think, hello, Carrie. How are you, sweetheart? Private investing. Well, if that's, listen, Adam, if you've never looked into it before, Scorpios, if you've ever looked at the list of what Scorpio is most suited for, detectives, private investigators, this world, right, is another one. I forget, there was a whole list of stuff that was fit for Scorpio, but it's the same for all signs, right? There's always something that's your wheelhouse, right? Nobody else can perfect it the way you can. Just in case. Abso-freaking-lutely. From the start, we are pushed. I said Uranus, there it is. Venus, there it is. I'm going to go with this sulfur card. I don't know if sulfuric acid was one or just sulfur itself. But I'm going to read Saturn and sulfur to you. We're going to pull some more cards. I think it's just real. I don't think this message is going to be super long, but I think that it's going to be super to the point here. Right, Phoenix transformation for sure. Hi, Priscilla. Hello. Oh, Jamie. Well, come in making a splash, girl. Do the thing. Nicole finds out for us. I try, right? Just the messenger. Don't stone the messenger here. I'm just giving you what they give me, right? And then we'll figure out the rest together as we go. All right, Saturn, structure, authority, consequences. I've talked about that, right? I've talked about that. I think Scorpios specifically, or it may have been a collective read where I said it's a consequences and choices, right? That theme. You know, I'm going to go back. Spirit's telling me go back 2 weeks. And I don't know when that video came out. I don't remember. But at the crossroads point, we were talking about consequences and choices, Scorpio. This includes you, all of you. This includes all of you. During that period of time, the choices that you were making were vitally important to know where your intention lied. Were you going to be the one to stir the shit pot? Like, you know, as they say, whoever stirs a shit pot should have to lick the spoon. Did you just sit back and let something kind of take its course because it wasn't for you to do? It was to see if somebody else would take. I don't know that you were necessarily trying to tempt somebody, but we talked about that temptation in some of these reads recently. Somebody was tempted and somebody took the bait. They reacted. They didn't respond. And we've talked about that a lot in the past year or so on this channel. To respond rather than to react. Somebody took the bait 2 weeks ago. Then what? Right after the new moon. Then what? Now here we are. Now here we are. You know, Adam, you're correct. Social intelligence. But you know what, though? I will say it. Maybe I am biased, whatevs. Scorpio's mind, what a labyrinth of a place to be. Because if they don't know, like I just said, I didn't know that. I didn't know the actual definition of that word. If we don't know, we will go find out. We thirst for knowledge for being a water sign. It's the craziest thing. See? Chicken Little, and I'll tell you, like it's not a done deal. The reaction to the consequences of their initial reaction have yet to come. The meltdown, guys, you know, I got the chills as I say this to you. The biggest meltdown is likely to come at the Scorpio full moon. I really, just as you said, when the camera was zooming in on you. Adam, what was I saying? God, I say so much so fast from spirit, I don't know what the hell I say. The Scorpio full moon, the fact that we picked that night, or I picked whatever with spirit, that night to do the shower and then do the Scorpio full moon. When I even look back 6 months ago, about the time, Carrie, 1 part caffeine, well, you know, 3 parts, no F's to give, right? Wink, wink. That's about the time that I found out that we were expecting. It was after that, but still. There was a lot going on at that time, even for me when I think about it, right? And the irony to that, but something, I don't know, Scorpio, or I keep want to say Scorpios for some reason. The bottom of it's coming, Marie. It is coming, and it's karmic. You know, I remember, and I don't know why I want to keep going back to Scorpio, but here I go again, right? I remember doing that reading for Scorpio at one point about something about them, you were their karma, right? And maybe for some of you, I think sometimes a lot of the messages that I get for Scorpio are more of a collective read, because we have to embrace the change and the death and the transformation that comes with morphing into the next version of ourselves, right? Working through that. We all have to go through that process. Some are just better at it than others, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fridge and Feather, Oracle Journey. Well, welcome, darling. How are you? Interesting, just in case. Yes, your shadow side. We've got to make nice with the shadow side, or it will be the lion that eats us. right? It will be the lion that eats us. All right. Saturn is known as the great ruler, the authoritative father, and the structuring force, which, P.S., Aries, right? Structuring force. Limitations, rules, logistics, and laws all fall under Saturn's claim, and they insist on our adherence. Saturn constricts, it corrects, it governs. The force of this planet is mind-boggling, frustrating, especially for creative types, as it can feel like one limitation after another. Yet it is absolutely, and it's yet, God, I can't talk, oh gosh, yet its ability to support is unmatched. No creative project can come to be without the Saturnian qualities of commitment, endurance, and steadiness. The tick of the clock reminds us of this planet's steadfast presence, eternally measuring. It's no surprise it's associated with the metal, lead, and the qualities of density and weight. To embrace Saturn is to embrace the foundation and become one's own central authority. It's not as dull or easy as it sounds. That's Saturn's secret. Remy! She's getting yelled at. The boss has spoken. The dog has spoken. She's all for Saturn, apparently. She's letting everybody know. Master numbers. We love master numbers. We need master numbers, right? We absolutely need those. So Saturn energy, right? It's a return, to have authority over oneself, guys. To have authority over your own life and what you're doing and where you're going is something you absolutely must have. So if there's been anything trying in your life that has tried to stop you from having that personal sense of authority in your life, and this is where that change comes in for you. This is where you have to embrace what you know to be your truth at this time, right? So let's find Sulfur here. And we will go from there. Master number 20. Oh my gosh, Adam, I'm so sorry. We have doggies, two kitties. The one kitty left us. That's okay, shit happens. All right, Sulfur, evaporation, up and out, both and. On an esoteric level, Sulfur is the first of what is known as alchemy, Astrea Prima, or the three primes. Along with salt and Mercury, and I would say Mercury, Aries, I believe Mercury's in Aries right now, heads up. It makes up a threefold phenomenon that symbolizes the uniting of soul, Sulfur, body, salt, and mind, Mercury. On a tactile level, Sulfur is responsible for both the off-putting smells, and I remember us talking about this in a reading not that long ago for one of the signs. The off-putting smells and the therapeutic properties of a mineral bath. It soothes and it stinks, literally. To understand Sulfur is to embrace both and mentality. I remember saying at some point, too, that while things could feel very yucky to you, it is a rebirth, right? And just in case, just said a little bit ago, the dogs are, right, they're talking, they're gabbing, right? Of course they are. It's a full moon. They've got something to say, to howl at, right? When we talk about, like you said, or no, it wasn't just in case, it was someone else said about having the broken collarbone coming into the world. Justin said that it was, starting at the birth canal, right? For all of us. We go through a painful process of massive discomfort from like being in the mom's womb to coming into this world and taking that breath. And it's like, God blessed America. Like, it's cold out here. There's bright lights. Like, this is not at all where I just was. What's happening? And it obviously shakes us up and disturbs what we had gotten used to. But it can't stay that way forever. Some people will believe that by causing mass confusion, by causing straight chaos, is the only way to live in what they construe as some level of harmony. Erwin Fletcher, Sulfur was one of the Scorpio. I thought so. Thank you. But we have to go through an evolutionary change because life is requiring more of us. Our next experience requires more of us. It's not a simple process. Furthermore, it says, don't be discouraged if the meaning of this card seems to evaporate before your eyes. For now, keep in mind that what is gross contains beauty, and what is beautiful contains its own demise. Sulfur's job is to push the geyser up and out, dissipating the pressure. Don't be surprised if what appears to suck or stink soon becomes a great gift. Go deeper. Visit or look up Sulfur Cauldron in the Yellowstone National Park to ponder the red lion. I think that's quite interesting too, because I remember saying in the reading with, I think, oil of vitriol, that the colors green and red were significant. We've had now the green lion and the red lion. So take a look at those colors and the symbolism. Does red hold a powerful impact for you? Does green hold a powerful impact for you? And I will tell you, despite how you feel about things, your intuitive side, right? Like if you're learning to trust your intuition, if you're learning to work with your intuition, how does red make you feel? How does any color make you feel? If you dream about it, how does it make you feel? Do you like that color? Do you hate that color? Do you could take it or leave it? And then you've got green. What does it represent to you, right? It is absolutely, Adam, and you know it's spirits just said it starts off with a bang, Adam. It starts off with a bang. Adam, and you make another valid point. You know, two truths can contradict each other, and it doesn't mean that either one is right or wrong, right? When we look at, let's just say, political parties is a super easy example. Both have valid points. They both got legitimate bitches about certain things. But what they do with that to bridge the gap then becomes the situation, right? That then becomes the matter of where we meet in the middle of it all, right? See, Lynn, you like the color green, right? And it is renewal. It's life calling, right? Red and green, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas colors. And we look at what happened. You know, if we're looking at the biblical side of things, of Christmas, the representation of Christmas was Christ, right? Easter, here we are, the resurrection. You will remember talking to a lot of you. I don't know if can you hear the wind picking up? I heard we might get gusts up to 70 miles an hour. Here we are. What are we going to do? Is it raining?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shut that. Oh, there's lightning too. Do me a favor.
Sorry,
You can,
people
no.
is live.
That's okay. Leave that one be. But go check the back. My bedroom. You can leave that door open. It's okay. We're not. It's not a tornado. We're all right. Everybody's having a panic attack in the house.
Sorry.
You're good. I don't think, Justin, I don't think the green is bad. Same as the two-headed snake, red and green are Christmas lights, green for the snake. We just left behind red for the fire horse. We are now, Leah, I like that representation. You see, to all of you, it has its own meaning. It has something so, flying eagles fly, I love it. You all have your own interpretation because it's based upon your experience. Right? It's based upon what you see it as. What was your death and rebirth point? What is your resurrection in this moment? What is changing for you? How are you changing? Where are you going? What are you doing with that? Right? It's huge. This Libra energy, it just kind of blows my mind how powerful this has been for us. And it's not done yet, because in 2 weeks when the new moon comes, life is not going to look the same for somebody. Your karmic stuff, your Saturn, Saturnian stuff, and this is going to affect your home. This is going to affect you. Let's dig into this. Let's go deeper. All right. I hear it. I hear it out there. It's whipping. All right. All right. Work. Sing, perform. There's something here that's putting you into some level of spotlight. That is also going to require some troubleshooting on your part, but you're going to learn something that is extremely outside of the ordinary for you specifically. Go do something, girls. Check this out too. I just noticed this as I say this to you. Oil of vitriol. Check that gold, right? Look at the top of Saturn's middle finger, right? And I remember saying to, it's probably Scorpio, it would be my best guess, that it's like double middle finger. That's usually not something that I say. But you know what, Sarah? We've been troubleshooting lots of things. But the interesting thing to this is, this troubleshooting is for the great grace of something that you're not perfecting anything, but you are clearing out something that has been a work in progress for a long time. So there is something here in the end. And what does a full moon do? It gets rid of the last of things, right? It is ridding us of all of these things. And look at this as I say this. No opportunity, no people, the end. And then as a result of that closing out, a new opportunity does come in for us, right? And one thing closes, one thing opens. Behind that whistleblower, finally someone is speaking up, even through the confusion. They're addressing something in the confusion. This is to report, to say, to speak, to address, to do the uncomfortable thing in the name of balance. It's like maybe watching somebody do something at work for the longest time, and you see it, you know it's not right, they've done the thing, it's not been fair, but you've let it slide, you've let it go, and finally you can't do it anymore. You start to bring attention to it. As they say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Honor. You're stepping up in integrity. You know that this year has got to come to a close. The history of something, the codependency of something, the unfinished business of something, this back and forth, this push and pull. You think about Libra. Libra's purpose is to find balance. When we don't have balance, things are obviously wibbly wobbly all over the place. Its job is to restore balance, find peace, find its equilibrium in all of it. And when you're constantly in this space of back and forth, it's like, what causes that heavy sway? Why do we go from this extreme to that extreme? Why can't we find a balance and maintain peace and harmony in a particular situation, in a particular environment? That's where we have to tap in and go, what is this calling me to action? What is this calling me to do? Dare I even say, why now? What new is happening in your life that says it's going to require a different version of you? There is no more room. And some of you, Spirit is saying too, could look back at this and go, I've got guilt for being a part of that job or that situation or that environment or that person or that whatever for as long as I was. You're not supposed to have regrets around that. You were supposed to learn a lesson. So, don't walk through anything with a regret in mind going, have I wasted, precious years of my life on this thing? No, because you were doing other things all the while, no matter what, right? It isn't like you were sitting there in the corner just focused on that. I'm hearing new to come, second house resources, Taurus cultivate. When Taurus season begins, everything, and I mean everything, begins to change. So retrograde review, you're gonna, like, the way you live, the way you love, the way you deal with people, the way you address things, it all changes. You are going, we don't do it this way no more. We are not doing it this way anymore, right? And thank you, Margit. I appreciate you, and I hope you guys you and your daughter are doing better. This is where you look back and go, that rocked. That shit from before rocked my stability. It rocked my foundation. It made me have to look at myself differently. Maybe you didn't see yourself as important or validated or human, or not, not feeling good enough, or feeling like you could never get something right because of this critical, this prideful, spiteful energy that's been a part of your life, the things that were always causing delays and bleeding you dry. It's like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to get to that point again. I'm leaving that behind. If somebody else wants to partake in that, God love them. That's on them. But I've done this enough. You are digesting the lesson in which you have learned. You're communicating that lesson out loud to the universe. And it's like Saturn structure again showing itself twice here. Transits, I'm up and out. I'm aligning myself with the people that align with me. This is we work together, we work in unison, and if you don't, there's no room here for you. We're done. We're done, right? We're done. So with that, Sagittarius expansion. I just did Sag's reading today in the past South Node. We are moving and expanding past that South. Today, if you're a Sagittarius or have those placements, it was probably the first read that I've done for Sag, maybe ever, to be honest with you, maybe ever, that turned out to be extremely prominent and good for them. And I was so happy to see Sag in that energy of like, shit, they're finally learning something. And if you're a Sag, all due love to you, my dear. But finally going, yeah, this has been messed up for too long. I can't do it. They do it like this, or I can't remember what all was said in that reading. But I remember the feeling of like, wow, finally, right? Finally. Adam, can you hear it in the background? It is. It's coming down out there. But that's fine. I went out, saged, did my things that I do. The next full moon is ours, yes, Justin. So that's going to be May 1st is Scorpio's full moon. And then we'll have the Aries new moon, which I'm excited about that too. I think that's a nice little kick to things. This whole cycle between now and I would say Gemini season, because Gemini, or Uranus is going to move into Gemini. That's going to play a big role in everything that happens for all of us collectively. It's information, it's communication, it's change. It is so much, right? Gemini is duality again, and it's like where have we missed out on certain things? What have we missed out on as a result of seeing it? Uranus and Taurus, like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the right feel. I don't think it's the right feel. I hope that it's soothing to all of you. I love listening to it. What do they call? Oh my gosh, Fletcher. What's the word? I can see it. It's the in between, right between Scorpio and Sag. It's the 13th zodiac that nobody mentions, and I can't think. I know exactly what it's called, and it's just not coming to me. Oh, damn it. Ophiuchus, is that it? Oh, my brain's not working today. Ooh, Sag energy. My mom is a Sag. I've had some wonderful Sagittariuses in my life. They're interesting. They can be a ton of fun. Ophiuchus, that's it. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Not Chiron, Ophiuchus. That's it. That's the 13th zodiac. Chiron is our wounded healer. Yes, Carrie. It's like, I remember growing up, and I've been bringing my grandmother up a lot lately. But she said, you better get right with God before he comes, right? That was her thing. Like, and I'm not religious now, but, you better get right with God before he comes. And, my belief in that anyhow, and to believe in whatever you choose, I support you no matter what you put your faith into. For me, getting right with God meant getting right with the collective consciousness, getting right with my spirit guides, getting right within myself, and that's different than I think the man-made preached version of things, but to each their own, right? That's my take on it. Neither is right or wrong, right, Adam? Neither is right or wrong. Oh, Melanie, that's a stellium and a doozy. Holy shit. Right? I've got four or five. I've got quite a few, but it's a heavy 8th house because Scorpio is the 8th house. 100%. All right. Anything else? I just don't think that because I can tell you there's a lot to this. And there is a lot to this. But the lesson remains the same. And I hope that makes sense as I say that to you via spirit. There is a lot, but it remains the same. The lesson is the same because this is karmic. You've been here before. You're doing this. You've done this before. The memories, the photographs, the realizations, the epiphanies, the ahas, some of you, I know we're not a Mercury retrograde, right? But some of you having people from the past, like, come back and go, hey, let's do this again. And you're like, you know, it would be like being stupid and being a kid and like eating a bunch of ice cream and then getting on the merry-go-round and you're just spitting the shit out of each other until you puke. And it's like, well, that was fun until I puked. There's definitely some type of temptation and adrenaline rush with something here with this addiction card and the chaos. Somebody likes that. And then they like to play victim. Sorry. The unspoken apology. This is very like, you ever see those, or maybe hell, maybe you've been in it yourself. Those relationships where it's like they love to they love to hate each other and hate to love each other, and they just fight like cats and dogs. And the next thing you know, they're best friends again, and they've made up. Talk about a toxic entanglement. Like it's got that kind of energy of let me throw you out and reel you in, throw you out and reel you in. That's control, guys. It's somebody trying to hold control, and that shit don't work no more. I mean, it can, but do you want to be a part of it is the question. It's whichever way. Ooh, did you see that lightning? It's however you want to spell doozy. I'm all down for it. I like it. I like it. Fletcher, thank you for being here this evening. Guys, I don't know that there is a whole lot more. I want you to... My whole house just rocked. You can choose to be codependent. You've definitely got a battle of a codependent and independent here. Someone who might be organized, someone who might be messy. Like talking about two very opposite ends of the spectrum. And Spirit just said, address this question and then we can close this out. What gives? What gives here, Spirit? What gives? What breaks this stalemate? What breaks the path ahead? I will tell you that 3 will become 2, whatever that means. There will be a decision in a group dynamic that must be decided. Spirit. Keeper of... I've said it. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it. You can tattoo it on your foreheads. Put you up a sticky note in front of your face. I will say it again and again and again. Card that comes out. What breaks this? Keeper of intentions. Where are your intentions in whatever you're doing? Are you coming at something in love? Are you coming at something in honesty? Are you coming at something from integrity? Are you coming at it for the right soul-based reasons? You nurture and protect your soul's sacred intentions. Your inner garden flourishes because of your care. Trust the cycles and growth you tend. Awakening. You are starting to remember who you truly are. Old beliefs are falling away. Stand in this awakening with courage. It is the gateway. What I say, Saturn was the gateway or the gatekeeper, right? To your next evolution. This is just the beginning of a whole new chapter. An acceleration. If Aries season is not that of acceleration, along with the stellium and Aries is seven spaces, right? 7 planets. Everything is speeding up around you. Opportunities appear rapidly. Focus your energy like a beam of light towards what matters most. Don't fight with resistance. You will have those, and it's funny because I'm watching these two energies go 2 separate ways. That resistance, someone refuses to let the light in, and someone is like, I am the light. It's a big shift for somebody, and some people are okay with walking across the coals temporarily. because they know that it's only for that moment. It's like, as they say, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. I'll take a few on the chin right now to protect what life looks like in 20 years. And someone else is just looking at it as right now. So think about that. Think about that. Co-parenting, what a treat. Guys, it's been almost an hour. Your girl is tired. I was tired this afternoon. Clint Biscuit. It's funny, we were just playing break stuff the other day. I was out there saging around my house with dragon's blood. My neighbors probably think I'm insane. That's okay. I hope they do. Maybe they'll stay away. All right, guys. Sarah Lynn, you're very welcome. I'm so glad you could all be here. Thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, booked personal reads. Personals are open. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. I'd love to hear from you. It's wonderful to connect with you all on a personal level. I do know that readings are not pre-recorded. I will not do that. I don't like that. So it is a personal read between me and you and conversation that comes with it. I think it's very, very important. Channel memberships are open. 2 different tiers there now. You're welcome to join us there. Lynn, thank you. I love all of you so very much. Again, thank you to everybody thus far who has sent gifts for the baby shower. Again, May 1st for Scorpio's full moon. We will open those, have a different vibe, right, for that, and sharing that. There also, Carrie, I think she's still here maybe. We're actually going to give away some prizes to that night as a thank you to those who have made purchases and sent gifts, just like if you were to go to a baby shower, right? So Carrie and I have worked on some things and going to continue to work on other things as well. So do know that that is going to be possible. Hi, Mark. How are you this evening? Well, probably it's morning for you, right? You're in Australia. That's morning time. Maybe almost lunchtime, huh? Yes. So Chocolate Babe, yes, the full moon for Scorpio will be just like today. We had a set up time for 7 o'clock tonight. It will be posted to remind everybody when to join us because the time will be up at that point. We'll open the gifts. Hell, I might make a cake. Who knows? And so maybe grab some cake and coffee or something and enjoy it with us. Prepare to have a little bit of a cute celebration as we ring in the Scorpio full moon. We close out that 6-month cycle on May 1st. And again, just thank you to everybody. If you are interested in sending gifts, again, absolutely no obligation. You being here is more than enough. But on the post side of the page, under that post tab, is the registry links that we have remaining that are there. Again, there's no obligation. We just thank you for sharing in our joy with us. And I'm sending you all so much love. If it's storming where you are, take care, stay safe. And anything else? I don't know. I think that's it. Guys, personal reads. Oh, Discord. Join us on Discord. Adam, thank you for being here. You have really done a great job of cleaning house and keeping the riffraff out. Shatoya, sending you love. Unicorn Moon, thank you. Mark Ryan, thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying what I don't always want to hear but need to hear. You know what, Ian? I have a friend of mine, and that's pretty much actually seeing her today for the first time, and I can't tell you how long. That's always been our premise. That's why we love and respect each other so much, is because we can take the kick to the ass because we know that it's meant well, right? And it isn't always easy to hear, but I would always want somebody to be honest with me rather than me going out and making stupid mistakes and then regretting it later or feeling some kind of way, right? So, we need our people. We need our people to keep us in check, right? Carrie, thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. We'll be in touch, right? We always are. Margit, I hope you're well, darling. Sending you your dark love. Leah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the hypes and the likes and you're championing the channel. I appreciate you. And I am lucky to have each and every single one of you. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Take great care. Say your prayers. Do your cleansing. Make your moon water. Herb, sage, protect ground, and spirit, and then water. All right. Love to you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.